Welcome to FTW Roundtable, where we talk about some of the biggest storylines in basketball. And today we're going to hit on the biggest news that came out of the week. James Harden traded to the Brooklyn Nets. We're going to get your guys' opinion on it, starting with Sykes. What was your instant reaction when you heard the news?
Man, the first thing I thought was they better win the title because they just gave away their future for the second time in a decade, albeit for a guy like James Harden, who is an all-NBA type player, but I just don't know how big the window is for them to actually win a championship. I mean, Kevin Durant could be a free agent after next season. So feasibly, this could all end after next year. And they gave away 7 years worth of draft picks potentially. So this better work. That was my first reaction.
Charles?
Sort of piggybacking off of what Sykes said, they better win the next few years. But here's the question. Are they really the best team in the East right now? Like, think about this. The Bucks are starting to fire on all cylinders. The 76ers finally look like they have the right pieces in place around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. And the Boston Celtics are still a team with tons of depth and a terrific core. So there are a lot of questions with the Nets, including when is Kyrie Irving coming back? And if he's not there for a while, do we think that James Harden and KD are enough to win the East? So that's up in the air for me.
Brian?
Yeah, the first thing that I thought of is like if a tree falls in the forest type beat. The first thing I can think about is just that how absurd it is that perhaps one of the best offensive teams in basketball history, if not what's going to be the best offensive basketball team in history, is just going to be playing in front of no one. You know, I think it's very interesting that owner Joseph Tsai would kind of put all of his chips on the table and go all in a season where there's no one there to see, and a season where, it's going to be so much less hype than a usual season, obviously. So I'm definitely curious what the inspiration is going to look like. And I'm definitely curious how intense the play is going to be.
Brian, you brought up a really good point, though, there. You said, like, one of the best offensive teams of all time. Like, I think trading away Jarrett Allen is a huge loss for that team. In losing a center like that who clogs up lane and can guard some guards on the perimeter, like, that to me is another big question mark.
Oh, yeah, I definitely chose my words carefully because this team definitely has holes with its depth and has holes with its ability to defend the basket. Kevin Durant is going to have to be their defense in a lot of ways, just with the size that he has. So that's definitely something I'll keep in mind as well.
Is this team winning the East with this newly constructed team?
No.
I'm going to say no as well.
For the sake of argument, I'm going to say yes. I think if both of you guys had not said no, I would have said no. But I don't want it to be a consensus no.
Yeah, my only thing is that the reason why the Warriors worked with so many big personalities is because they had a system in place to make that thing work. I don't know if the Nets have that, and this is Steve Nash's first year as a head coach, and he's got 3 big egos to manage. So there's just a lot here a lot of volatility.
Yeah, I think we're a year away if this team is going to be intact, obviously, and there's no disgruntled offseason problems with these 3 stars. I think you need to give them a year to figure out how to get one basketball on the court at one time. So you got to figure out who's getting it when.
Pace and space. That's the name of the game. A lot of transition buckets. A lot of ISO basketball still, hopefully.
Got to play defense to get in transition.